Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Wednesday, March 23rd slate of NBA games. I'm super excited to hop into it, but first, before I did so, I did just want to go ahead and say that at the time of recording this video, we are on the road to 6,000 subscribers, and we are less than 200 subscribers away. I want to be able to hit that by the end of March, so if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. I obviously can't hit that goal without your guys' help, so make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. Thank you so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Now, let's go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. We had a pretty good day. We ended up going 2-1. Can't argue with that. We had one play, or I guess two plays in the same game. Only one of those did end up hitting, but then we had another play in a different one. So let's go ahead and do just a quick recap. We had the Bulls and Bucks over 231 points. The Bucks really did their part. They tried to hit the over in this game, but unfortunately, Chicago, they couldn't throw the ball into the ocean, and they played just absolutely atrocious. Nothing you can do about that. So the under hit on that one. But we did add a player prop in for that game, and it was Bobby Portis under 24.5 PRAs. And he didn't really come very close to that. Brook Lopez did get inserted into the starting lineup, and I think that between him and Serge Ibaka both getting minutes, it was just hard for. It's going to be weird trying to fit Bobby Portis and Serge Ibaka in off the bench. I think that it's just going to be a little bit weird there for a while. So I saw the line being a little bit too high, and we ended up hitting it. And then we did have Will Barton under 12.5 points. He, despite hitting a big three with like a minute left in the game, he did end up finishing with only 10 points. So that one did end up working out for us as well. So let's go ahead and dive into today's plays. I have 3 plays as of right now. I will give you guys a lean towards the end, but I just don't have a line for it yet. So let's go ahead and dive into it, though. Our first play of the day, we're taking the man, Jayson Tatum, over 29.5 points versus the Utah Jazz at minus 110 odds. Jayson Tatum, he has hit this over in 3 straight games. We all know he's been absolutely crushing it lately, and he has hit this over in 8 of his last 10 games, and I don't think that slows down anytime soon. Jayson Tatum is on a scoring tear. No one can stop him, and I truly think that he is trying to just really solidify just how great of a player he is as of right now. And the Utah Jazz, despite being a pretty good defensive team overall, they do allow the 9th most points per game to opposing small forwards in the entire NBA. And last game versus Utah, he loves to show out versus Donovan Mitchell. And last game, he did end up dropping 37 points on him, and I think we do see a repeat of that for sure. And then also, if you take a look at the star players for opposing teams, you look at their box scores. You're seeing some pretty high numbers. We just saw Kevin Durant. He dropped 37 against them. Then RJ Barrett, he had 24, which I know is a little bit lower, but it would still be hitting RJ Barrett's over for the most part. And then Zach LaVine, he did end up having 33. And Giannis, he did end up having 30. So 3 of their last 4, they have ended up cashing. And I foresee that once again here with Tatum. I think Tatum's in a great spot here versus the Utah Jazz. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Jayson Tatum over 29.5 points versus Utah at minus 110 odds. Now our second play of the day. You guys always ask me what's my favorite play. Try to say what your favorite play is. So I'm saying it this time. This is my favorite play. I personally am going to be making it a multiple unit play. I love this play so much. But it is going to be Macau Bridges over 23.5 PRAs versus Minnesota at minus 105 odds. There's no excuse for this line to be this low. Macau Bridges has been crushing this line with points alone for multiple games. He has covered this exact line in 6 of his last 7 games. And versus Minnesota, he did end up covering this line last game. Now, if you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, in their last 7 games, they've given up the 5th most points per game to opposing small forwards, They've given up the 6th most rebounds per game to opposing small forwards and the 7th most assists per game to opposing small forwards. So you're seeing a ton of value here. They give up a lot of stats, and Minnesota is a great team to target just in general. They play at the fastest pace in the entire NBA, and Phoenix, they're not too far behind them. I mean, they are 10th, so 10th fastest pace. So with all that being said, both these teams play at a super fast pace. We should see a ton of stats in these games regardless of what happens. And Minnesota, they give up a lot of rebounds, points, and assists. They give up the 5th most rebounds per game to opposing teams, 10th most points per game to opposing teams, and 5th most assists per game to opposing teams. So give up a ton of stats, and a lot of those stats come from that small forward position. So that is going to be our second play of the day. Love this play so much. Macau Bridges over 23.5 PRAs versus Minnesota at minus 105 odds. No excuse for that to be that low. And then our third and final play of the day is going to be Dejounte Murray over 24.5 points versus Portland at minus 115 odds. Now, Dejounte Murray, he wins a lot of people a lot of money, and I think he's going to be doing just that again for us. I think that this line is a little bit lower because we have seen him have 2 pretty bad games here recently. He did only end up having 19 points last game, but he only shot 33%. So it's very tough to hit a 25-point over when you're shooting 33% from the field. And the game before that, he only had 17 points, but he only shot 38% on that one as well. So there's nothing you can do about that. But before those 2 games, he ended up hitting his over in 7 straight. So I think he does get right tonight, and I think that he gets back to where he was. And Portland, they do give up the 10th most points per game to opposing point guards, and we all know that this team hasn't really been the greatest defensive team. They give up the 3rd most points per game to opposing teams overall. This team is just in shambles ever since they have traded away CJ. They've went full rebuild, and obviously Josh Hart, he has been kind of in and out of the lineup with injuries. So hopefully we don't see him again tomorrow, but either way, I still think he hits it. Also, in their last 3 games, the Portland Trailblazers, they are 11th in pace, and the Spurs, they're 12th. So both these teams do play at a pretty fast pace. We should see a lot of points here, and the spread is only San Antonio minus 7.5. So they're not really predicting a blowout for this game. So I really love this play. So this is going to be our third and final play of the day. Dejounte Murray over 24.5 points versus Portland at minus 115 odds. Now, I will more than likely be adding another play on my Twitter and in the pinned comment section. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and check the pinned comment section before the game start. But I will say right now that if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's line is any lower than 25.5, I will probably be taking it. There's a very, very good chance I'll be taking it. So I love that one. And there are a couple other games I wanted to target. I think Tyrese Halliburton versus his former team has a big night. I think that is one I'm going to be considering. Either his assist line or his points line. I just don't have either of them yet. I really like both of those plays, but that's probably going to be in it. I don't really love any of the spreads today. There's a couple that I thought were okay, but there wasn't anything that stood out to me, so I'm not going to be betting any spreads today. It'll just strictly be player props. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Like I said, if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We're on the road to 6,000 and we're less than 200 subscribers away, but I just can't do it without your guys' help. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.